In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of our family's favorite Advent and Christmas traditions. Hey everyone, I'm Michelle and this is A Common Life. I'm a homeschooling mom of 5 kids ages 4 through 12, and I was tagged by my friend Heather from A Catholic Mom's Life. I will have her channel linked to down below for you, so make sure that you go check it out. And Heather tagged me to do a video about our favorite Advent and Christmas traditions. So let's go ahead and dive in. One of our favorite things to do at the beginning of the Advent is just to set up our Advent wreath. And we are kind of a little bit different when it comes to that because our family is kind of a mix of Byzantine Catholic and just traditional Roman Latin Catholic. And so what we do is we start our Advent wreath 40 days before Christmas. Now, typical Protestants or Catholics usually start around 4 weeks. It depends. There's a lot of Protestants who start on the 1st of December, but Catholics start on the first Sunday of December. So there's 4 Sundays until Christmas, or there's basically 4 weeks until Christmas, depending on how you do it. But in the Byzantine Catholic Church, you start 40 days before Christmas. And so we have an Advent, it's not really a wreath, it's kind of a spinny thing. I'll show you guys a picture of it. And we use that to do all 6 weeks of Advent for us. So we light our candles and do our prayers when we sing O Come, Emmanuel. And that's just something fun to do. We also like to read different Bible verses throughout the month and just kind of get ourselves ready for the coming of Christ. And obviously that is the most important thing to us as far as Christmas is concerned. It is that it is the day of Christ's birth, and that is why we celebrate Christmas. We do not celebrate Christmas just to get together with family and friends and have presents. That's not what Christmas is about. Christmas is about the birth of Christ. And so that's why we celebrate it. And obviously, of course, we spend time with our family and friends, and we do share gifts with one another, but that isn't the main focus of the holiday. During the Advent season, there are a lot of feast days within the Catholic Church. Even just this first week, we had St. Nicholas Day. Then for our family, St. Ambrose was the next day, and then the Immaculate Conception was the next day. So in 1 week, we have gone to church 4 times, which I think is great. We love going to church. The kids, for the most part, the little ones struggle a little bit, but the older kids love going to church. They'll serve as altar servers, and they just really love being a part of it. My daughter loves singing in church, and so that is something that we are really able to do during the Advent season because we slow down with our homeschool, and so we're able to just kind of get all of our schoolwork done, do some holiday crafts and readings and things like that, and then also go to church a lot, which is really great and something that as a family we all enjoy doing. And to go along with that, we always go to church on Christmas, and we usually go Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, but this year we're going to be going to midnight mass, which is different. We haven't done that before with our young children. So that'll be really fun. And some of our children, along with my husband, are going to be singing in the choir on Christmas mass. So that'll be so wonderful to hear. So I'm really excited for that. And what I do with the children throughout the entire month of Advent is during our homeschool day, we always start with a morning time together. I'll go ahead and link to my video up above where I talk about our morning basket. We don't necessarily do a morning basket, but we do just kind of a morning time where we get together and we just talk about Advent and what is going on this month and special feast days or saints days or name days. My son, his name day, his patron saint is St. Ambrose. And St. Ambrose was just the other day. And so we read about St. Ambrose and we did a little craft and just kind of had some fun. And so I always try to do things that just incorporate the history of the church and the feast days within the church and just make it a really full time for us. And this isn't something that I do just at Advent. I do this all year long, but I try during Advent to do it every single day that we do homeschool. I shared a video all about our favorite Christmas books. And so we read Christmas books every single day with the kids. I love doing that. I will give them a coloring page to color, and while I'm reading, they'll just color that page and listen to the story. And so that's another thing that we do during Advent. We just always read a lot of Christmas books. And in that video, I shared a book all about how to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. And there's a different activity and a prayer and a Bible reading and all different kinds of things that you can do beginning on Christmas Day all the way through Theophany Epiphany, which is January 6th. And so that is one of the things I would like to do. It's kind of hard when we have family visiting and things like that, but I think once things kind of settle down a little bit, maybe once our family leaves, then I'll be able to kind of do some more activities with them since we won't be so busy, you know, hanging out with family and having a good time with them. So I think I'm going to try to do some of those things later in the week, basically the beginning of January or so. So I'm hoping to do that. I've had this book for several years and I've only ever done bits and pieces of it, but I really like it. I really love the idea behind the book. So I'm hoping to do more of that this year. Also during that time, we have have been working on learning the verses to O Come, Emmanuel. There are a lot of verses to that song, so we've been working on that. And also the children have all been memorizing poems, and they've also been some of them have been memorizing piano pieces as well. So a new tradition that I'm hoping to start up this year is to have them kind of do a little concert for when our family comes into town. So that is really fun too. It's just a little way to kind of let them show off a bit for their family. And one of our favorite things to do during Advent is to celebrate St. Nicholas Day, and I made a video all about that, so I'm gonna have that linked up above so that you can go ahead and check that out. I also love decorating our entire house, just kind of getting it all festive. I love the lights at nighttime, even my kids do. I have a long string of lights in the the living room for them. They love having those lights when it gets dark a lot earlier now, because obviously it's almost winter and it is dark really, really early. Yesterday about 4:30, I felt like I needed to turn all the lights on because it was so dark. So it's definitely getting darker earlier, and they love having all of those Christmas lights just basically all over the house, lighting it up instead of using our regular lamps and things like that. And that's so much fun. This year, because we got a new puppy, we decided not to go with a real tree. But last year we did. We went and purchased a real tree, which was really fun. It was different. We'd never done that before. But this year we went back to having an artificial tree, which I found out that I really prefer the artificial tree, which is kind of sad because the real tree is really nice and it's a kind of a fun, nice thing to do. But the artificial tree is so much easier to decorate. And so that's just kind of silly, but I do enjoy the artificial trees. We have one, our dining room has a bay window, and so I put one kind of skinny tree in the bay window so that everyone outside can see that, and then we have another tree in the house where I put all of our family ornaments on it. So it has my childhood ornaments, my husband's ornaments that we get for our kids every year, and that's another thing that we do. Another tradition during this time is the kids always make ornaments, and I also always let them, after Christmas, pick out an ornament on sale, because at the end of the year, all that Christmas stuff goes on sale. So I'll take the kids to the store with me, and they can each pick out a really nice ornament for probably 70 to 80% off. And then what I do is I write their name and the year on all of the ornaments, and then they each have their own little box, and that goes in a big tub. And so they're able to, when Christmas comes around, they are able to take their box and put everything on the tree. So that's really fun, because when they move out of the house someday or get married, I'm going to be able to just give them that box, and then they can have that for their own Christmas tree. And when it comes to presents, we really do not go overboard. I think last year I did a video about giving 4 gifts: the something you want, something to wear. No, wait, that's not right. The something you want, something you need, something to wear, something to read. And we're not actually doing that this year because we did buy the puppy as the kids' Christmas present, and so that is their big gift for this year. But I am starting a new tradition this year that I've never done before, because I had forgotten that I had bought each of them a fun present. Earlier in the year I had found these really cool educational presents, and so I thought that rather than giving those to them on Christmas Day, since we already told them that we got them the puppy for Christmas, that what we're gonna do is on Epiphany or Theophany, depending on how you celebrate that, which is January 6th. Epiphany is the celebration of when the Magi came and brought gifts to Christ. And so I decided that we're going to, from now on Epiphany, give the kids each one gift. And that's just kind of be the new tradition in our family, because at Christmas time we have my in-laws come and my parents come and my sister, and so they get a ton of gifts all at once. And so I think it would just kind of be fun to spread things out. And since the 12 days of Christmas is actually beginning on Christmas Day, it is a perfect way to kind of celebrate the end of the 12 days of Christmas with a little gift for each of the kids. So that's going to be a fun new tradition that we are going to do. A lot of people travel for the holidays, and we have been really blessed that my family and my husband's family, they will come and stay with us for Christmas. So that is just, that is kind of a tradition for our family. We always have family come and stay with us, and it usually is about 2 weeks full of visitors. My in-laws usually come first for about a week, and then my family comes for about a week. And so we have this long Christmas celebration with lots of family and lots of fun and food and just hanging out and spending time together, because we don't get to see each other as much. So that's something that I always really look forward to around the holidays, is just being with family and hopefully slowing down a bit, just taking time to play games together, go for walks, do things like that, and not feel all that hustle and bustle of the holidays. Just have some time to kind of sit down, spend time together, and just have good fellowship, and then also go to church together, which I think is very important around Christmas as well. When it comes down to it, Christmas for us is all about the birth of Christ, and that's the most important thing about this holiday season. It isn't about giving gifts and having cookies and cake and all these different kinds of splurges and things like that. It's really about kind of focusing in and realizing what the reason for the season really is, and that's Jesus Christ. And so that is a very important thing to us as far as Christmas is concerned. Our children know that this entire season is building up to the birth of Christ. And so we just are hopeful that as we kind of grow with them and help them grow in their faith as they get older, that they'll always understand that Christmas isn't just this commercial holiday about Santa Claus and things like that, that it is really about the birth of Christ. Thanks, Heather, for tagging me in this video. This was a lot of fun to do. I hope that I was able to share everything that we do, because I know we do a lot of things during the Advent season, but we really enjoy it, and I love being able to spend that time with my children and with my family. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a blessed holiday season.